Hello, dear students of class 8. Welcome to another lecture session of English class. Even today, we would be continuing with the lesson J, the Jewel of India. You would find this in page number 108. As you can see your textbook, under the heading or title, The Nation Builder. Okay, we will continue from The Nation Builder. GRT had a deep sense of national interest. He was grieved by the poverty he saw around him and concluded that the country's progress lay in controlling its population and in ensuring its people were educated. He fervently believed that India had great intellectual talent. So, GRT, he had deep concern for his country, for India, and he was greatly affected by seeing the condition of the people in India. That is, people in India, like his people were, the poor people were suffering. So he was affected, and he concluded. So when he saw that the people were suffering because of poverty, because of poor, because of being poor, he concluded, GRT came to the conclusion that a country will grow only if the population is controlled and by educating the people. Only if the people were educated and only if the population was controlled, then only a country will grow. He fervently, the meaning of fervently is sincerely. He sincerely believed that India had great intellectual talent. So he believed that in India there are millions of people with great mental abilities. Intellectual talent means people with great minds or people with great mental abilities. Nation building wasn't mere rhetoric for him. He proved his genuineness by transferring his personal wealth to the GRT Datta Trust that he set up in 1944 to aid educational and other institutions. So here, for GRT, nation building up a nation, building a country wasn't mere rhetoric. Now here, the meaning of rhetoric means it was not just an empty talk. Lots of talk but no actions. It was not like that for him. So the nation building was not just an empty talk for him, but what he did, he not only used he had concern for India, so not only through words, he tried to help his nation, he tried to build his country, not only through words, on talking, but also by action. So let's see what he did. He proved his genuineness. Genuineness means quality of being truthful, so he proved his truthfulness, or we can say loyalty to one's country. So he proved his genuineness by transferring his personal wealth. That means the money that he had earned, in his lifetime. He transferred that money to GRT Datta Trust. It was a trust. It was a company, which was established to, to look after institutional a trust. It's a company which looks after the educational and other institutions. So what he did, he transferred his money to the GRT Datta Trust, which he set up in 1944 to help educational and other institutions. To help to see, we have seen, he concluded that a country will grow only if the people were educated and only if population is controlled. Now population will come into control only when people are educated, right? Yes. So he set up this trust. Okay, he set up this trust to help educational and other institutions. A few years later, he sold a part of his share in one of the data companies and an apartment in Bombay. So again, after a few years, what he did, he sold a part of his share. Okay, he was a chairman of this data company, right? So he sold his share in one of the data companies and also an apartment and house which he owned in Bombay. He used this money to establish the JRT and Thelma Data Trust, which still works to improve the lot of India's disadvantaged women. So what he did, after selling his share and also his apartment in Bombay, the money the money which he got, okay, he used that money to build to establish the JRT and Thelma Data Trust. Now, what is it? What is JRT and Thelma Data Trust? What kind of company is this? It is established to improve. Okay, which this company, they work to improve the lot, means the status. Okay, the condition of India's disadvantaged women. That means those poor women. Okay, those women in India who are poor. This company, JRT and Thelma Data Trust, these two companies looks after the condition of this poor women. Okay. Other institutions like the Data Institute of Fundamental Research, the Data Memorial Hospital, the Data Institute of Social Science, all this, if you Google, you will come to you will see all these companies' name. Okay, which is quite famous all over the world. So the Nation Institute of Advanced Studies and the National Center for the Performing Arts, all this were in memory of him. This institute, this institutions, hospitals, okay, all this was established in his name. So all this is an example of excellence in its field. That means excellence means all these companies are an example of perfection. Okay, whatever work they were assigned, these companies were looking after, they were doing the work to its best. Were projects that were not that would not have come to fruition without JRT steadfast support. So all these companies, institutions, hospitals, okay, all those that were established, this things would have not come to fruition. Now fruition means successful. Okay, it will this all these companies would have not been successful without JRT's steadfast support. Now here steadfast means unchanged. Okay, with where steadfast means that remains unchanged. So without JRT's support, all these things that is mentioned in the textbook, which is very famous all over the world, all these institutes and all these hospitals would have not succeed without the support of JRT.